independent Filipino music. Faces of Indieground.
That's right, fresh, independent Filipino music meeting the faces behind the Indie Ground playlist. And tonight, Ria Rams, who do we have joining us on the show?
Tonight, we have one of our newest artists from our current playlist of Indie Ground right here on the Monster. One of the most swaggy, oh, I feel like I just ruined that. But he is one of the people with the most swag I've ever gotten to know. And I don't know, I'm just really excited for everyone to meet him. The artist behind our Indie Ground song, Manila, we have Young Coco!
In the house.
Heyo.
What's up, Young Coco? If you want to see what he looks like, his face, facebook.com/RX931. We are live right now on Facebook Live. Young Coco, is that the name you go by each and every day of your life?
No, I go by L. If you know me,
L.
just call me L.
L. All right, L. So L, let's talk about Young Coco. What is the story behind that name? Why Young Coco? There's always a story. Tell us about it.
I think it just goes along with like how I started music. Like I did it as a joke, right? I just kept telling my friends, you know, I'm gonna release something on SoundCloud. I'm gonna do something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, rappers, like the Youngs, and then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna make mine Young as well. And then I picked Coco because I'm brown, so
Okay.
Young Coco was born.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. I like simple
Yeah,
to the point. That's great.
For sure.
So Ria mentioned earlier that you are not originally you didn't grow up in the Philippines. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I grew up in Indonesia. I spent like 16 years there. So I spent, I think, about 14 years in Jakarta and then 2 of them in Bali. And then I'm in Philippines. Yeah.
And when you started music, you started it when you were here in the Philippines already, or was it something that you got into when you were still in Indonesia?
When did I got into music when I released Quezon Dawn. So that must have been like early 2019, late 2018. So like I think I recorded Quezon Dawn like somewhere in December. That's literally the first time I started music, like, or ever thought about doing something.
Wow.
Yeah,
So little under 2 years. Your music career is
Yeah.
just a little under 2 years. So it's still fresh. So
Yeah.
Indonesia, though, let's talk a little bit about Indonesia. That's interesting. But you are Filipino,
sure.
correct?
Yeah, 100%. You know
So
what it
why
is.
why did you grow up in Indonesia? Was it your parents' job? What's the story behind Indonesia?
Right. So actually Ria knows this. Uh my parents are OFWs. They were in education, and then obviously I think it was just a better opportunity for us to go to Indonesia rather than, you know, have them do education here. So that's how I got to go to Indonesia or go abroad through them. Yeah.
Do you miss Indonesia? What do you miss most about living there?
Oh my God, I miss Indonesia a lot. I was supposed to go there this last summer, but then COVID happened. But
yeah.
yeah, what I miss about Indonesia a lot. I don't know, this might be basic to say, but then the food really, like, I don't know if you guys have been, but you know, if you guys have tried Indonesian food, it's like some of the best food, like cuisine ever. Yeah, for sure.
So if since we are talking about Indonesian food, and if you could recommend as an Indonesian local, you could
Indonesian local.
recommend something for people who want to go to Indonesia for the first time to try, what would it be? Like the first
Shoot.
thing that they have to get when they get there?
You know what? I'm gonna recommend 2 things because it just makes sense to recommend 2 things. One that's savory and one that's like dessert. Okay, so the first thing that you guys have to try is nasi padang, which is like, I don't know what it means in English, but it's like a padang is place. It's a place. It's a place. So like it's like a rice dish that like it's got everything in it. You got your veggies, you got your meat. It's just like the whole shabam, right? And then it's spicy. And then if it's nasi padang for the savory, then for the sweet, it has to be this thing called martabak, which is like the basic thing to say is that it's an Indonesian pancake, but then I don't think that does it enough justice. Like you guys have to try it. By the way, I forgot. There's a Indonesian restaurant in Manila.
Uh-huh. A
There's
little bit
also
of a lag here.
internet connection problems in Manila too. So young
Yeah.
Coco.
Oh God,
There he is. There he is. So there
I'm
you
back.
There you go.
you know
He's
of an
back, he's
Indonesian
back.
restaurant around here?
Sorry.
You know of an Indian? You said you know there's an Indonesian place around here that's good.
I keep forgetting the name.
Oh, it's okay.
But yeah. I know there's a couple in Manila. So if you guys are down to try.
Can you speak the language, El? Can you speak the language? Indonesian, rather.
My Indonesian friends like this, they're gonna roast the heck out of me. But I think I can speak the language. I can
Okay.
speak the language.
How about your Filipino? But since you didn't grow up here in the Philippines, how's your Tagalog? Your Filipino?
Chef's kiss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
Ria's heard me speak it.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
So when you because you're a rapper, right? So do you rap in English, Filipino, Indonesian? Do you incorporate different languages in your rap, or is it strictly in English?
As far as now, like I just pick the way that I write is just how I write the most comfortably, right? So that would be in English. But then I've tried to incorporate like, a little bit of Filipino here and there. Like I've showed it to like my friends and stuff, and they're just like, nah, I don't think that's for you.
Okay, so it's mostly in English.
Mostly
most
in
part.
English. Yeah.
Okay. How about Indonesian music though? Were you ever inspired by Indonesian rappers? Because there are a few Indonesian rappers that I've heard of. Isn't Rich Brian from Indonesia?
Yeah, Rich Brian. Yeah, definitely like people like him definitely inspire me. There's a lot of Indonesian talent coming up right now. Rich Brian is just one of the many, and he's just one of the like many that like actually like got on the international level, but there's
Yeah.
a whole bunch. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and you mentioned that Quezon Dawn was your first song, so around 2 years ago. So I'm guessing that you started when you were already here in the Philippines. Was this something that you discovered only here in Manila, or has this been something that you've been looking into, something that you've been passionate about since you were younger? How did you get into music?
That's an interesting question because I don't know. I really don't know how I got into music, because like for me, like my whole like life dream was to be a footwear designer, right? That was like my thing. And then I wanted to follow that like through and through. And then like it was just joking around, like me and my friends would just do like freestyles here and there, just like try to like mess around and stuff like that. And then I started writing a bunch of verses that me and my friend would send back and forth to each other. I wrote a little bit of Quezon Dawn, and he was just like, huh, dude, that sounds good. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? And he's like, dude, no, you should release it. Shout out to Kartik Gupta. He's one of my high school friends. He told me like I should put it out. I showed it to my sister. She was kind of feeling it. I showed it to my girlfriend. She was feeling it. And I was just like, those three people. And then I put it out on SoundCloud, and then it got like 500 plays, which is huge. It's still huge to me if like, I still get 500 plays. And then, my girlfriend was just like, put it out on Spotify. And I was like, dude, I don't even know how to do that. And then I was just like, a week later, I was like, okay, let me do that. So I put it out on Spotify, and then the support of my friends and family. Yeah,
Right.
I guess people like.
What is the song about? Quezon Dawn. I mean, Quezon, like Quezon the province, Quezon City. What is Quezon?
There's a rapper that I really love. Quezon Dawn. There's a rapper that I really love, Ugly God, and then yeah, he released a bunch of songs at the start of his career, which were really funny. Like he had this song called Water. It was just like really like mema stuff, And I thought it was so funny, and I was just like, there's if I'm gonna release a song, if I'm gonna put this out and record this, actually, I might as well, what I mean, like mess around. Like there's no one to really like. At that point in time, like when I was looking at like Pinoy rap or OPM, it's just like I just thought in my head, like nobody's repping anything like clearly, you know what I mean? So if I was gonna put out a song, I would love to something, right? And I'm not really from QC, you know, we know that. But then, you know, like that's where I spent the past 4 years of my life, right? So I was just like, all right, Quezon Dawn. And what's the next thing that came up? Like Sweet Like Leche Flan. And then, you know, I mean, it's just like really random stuff I put in the song. It was just all fun when I put that. Yeah.
Nice, man. So what about the like your what are your future goals? Because you said you wanted to be a footwear designer. Is that
Mhm.
something that's still in the cards, or do you really want to pursue the music career for the rest of your life? Like, do you want to make it, make it as the next big rapper out of Manila, out of the Philippines? Is that something that you see in your future?
JC, I gotta be honest with you. I'm asking that same question to myself
Okay.
like every day. Like it's definitely like a day-to-day thing where I'm just like feeling it. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, I got music on this side, I got design on this side. They're both still a huge part of my life. And I could go in either direction, and for me that's okay. Yeah.
Okay. So when so now so you actually do want to pursue, I mean, you do also have a creative side to you, not in music. So what is your output for that now? Like, what are you doing right now with that side of you?
Yeah, so I work right now at like a design studio, design agency. So a lot of my creative energy goes to two different places. So like, you know, like 9 to 6 is like work, right? And then like 6 to whenever is music.
Mhm.
It's really split both ways. Obviously, I think work definitely has the bigger majority of my time, but then that's where I pour my creative energy into a lot. Like design is still huge in my life, and I still want to pursue it in some way or another.
That's cool. I feel like in a way, the way that your creative juices flow into your work kind of bleeds into your music. I'm sure in some
For
sort of
sure.
creative way. I'm not a very creative person, but if I was, I feel like that's how it would work in my head. Let's talk about the rest of your music, though. You have a song on our Indieground playlist. It's called Manila. So
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm sure people can guess it's about Manila, but what exactly?
Yeah.
What exactly is the heart of the song? Are you singing about the city? Are you singing about living here? Are you singing about the girls here? What is Manila about?
um, Manila to me was a product of being at a point in my life where I was able to be in a position to look back, you know, like have that sort of like retrospect or like hindsight on like anything that I like experienced in the past like 3 4 years. And yeah, I released Manila like at the start of like my senior year, and I felt super like, I guess I was in my feels a little bit, you know what I mean? I wanted to give like some sort of tribute before I left, because at that point in time I thought I was really leaving.
Uh-huh.
Obviously I'm still in the Philippines, but at that point in time I thought I was really leaving. And then, you know, I didn't write it thinking it'd be, you know, it end up here, you know, on Monster.
Hmm.
I wrote it just like really simply as like a tribute to the city. Uh, I wanted to include my girlfriend in there because she was huge in, you know, my life while I was in college or like when I was here. And then, you know, I wanted to put just a little bit of my
Something.
life, my sauce, my sauce in there. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. That was Manila.
Did we lose Ria around? There's Ria around.
No, I'm here. I'm here. What is going on with tonight's internet, man? Well, anyway,
I'm so sorry, guys.
so Manila. Now, so it is a tribute, and it's a very personal song to you. So how did it feel, getting it out there? Not just on Spotify, on other streaming platforms, but also on radio. How does that feel? How did you feel when you found out that it was going to be aired, or it was being aired
And
on?
you're broadcasting your soul, your emotion to thousands of people now.
Is it thousands?
It's
Oh my God.
thousands. It's definitely thousands.
That's scary.
Something that you anticipate, because you wrote it as a very personal song.
Yeah.
You said you did include. You said that you wrote a little bit inspired by your girlfriend. So I'm sure the song was, a lot for her. But now that a lot of people are listening to it, is it still relatable to other people, in your opinion?
Is I think something that every artist needs to understand, and it's something that I've learned, is whatever you put out there, like of course it's gonna be your baby, and you're gonna hold on to it as tight as you can. You're gonna try to take care of it, like try to, I guess like shield it from like maybe bad opinions or whatever. But then once you put it out there, it's out there. You know what I mean? It's up for interpretation from anyone, right? So when I put it out there, especially when it got on the radio, like I mean, I was hyped, of course. Like it's one of those milestone things for me. You know what I mean? Because I never thought I'd end up on any platform. You know, even to get playlisted by like Spotify is like a huge deal for me. Am I still here? Sorry.
You are. You are.
Okay. But yeah, no. I guess to answer your question, with do you think it's still relatable? Like, sorry, just to clarify, do you think it's relatable the same way it is from me to how other people perceive it?
Mm-hmm.
I think people really took it in their own like way, because I noticed like a lot of my streams are from, let's say, like Saudi Arabia, and then like I'm like my first question is like, okay, why Saudi Arabia? But then you have to understand that like there's a lot of OFWs there.
There
Maybe
are.
that's how they connect to the song, or like Manila.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. And are there other songs, like if Manila is very personal to you, would you consider that the song that really has your heart? Like out of all the songs you've released, which one do you think really shows who you are and how you're feeling?
Definitely not Manila. I'd have to say it's Seasons.
Okay.
Seasons is one of the tracks that I released earlier this year, March. It's supposed to be released on my birthday. I do that every year. That's the one, like I really put my heart into that, and like yeah, I really wrote from a very specific perspective. Seasons, yeah.
So tell us about the song.
Like I use like different moments in my life as like sort of like, I don't know, like if you play games, you have like checkpoints, right? Like like auto, like save points, right? So yeah, auto saves. There you go. So like I use my birthdays as sort of like save points, and then like I try to like look back and try to reassess like how I've been doing for the past year, like where how much growth I've had for the past year. And then this year was a very confusing year, of course, COVID and everything. And then obviously all of a sudden you're locked down, you're detached from people. I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, like I didn't know whether I was graduating or not. Like I didn't know whether I had to continue my thesis. There was a lot of questions. And then I just thought, okay, this is the best opportunity not to just, I guess like I shouted out my girlfriend in Manila, but it's really just to like look back and really recognize and acknowledge everybody like who's, helped me in my life, helped me in my growth. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Preach.
You talk about personal growth, and you said you only started a few years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, and you said you were writing rhymes, you were sending it back and forth with your friends. How do you think your writing has improved? And and since you are a rapper, I'm sure you also freestyle as well. I mean, how is your freestyle game? Are you always practicing each and every day? And I know I feel like you're gonna freestyle for us somewhere in this interview. I feel it all.
Yeah.
You have to.
I don't know how to freestyle. I can't think off the top of my head.
Okay.
But in terms of just like the pen game, definitely like when I was younger, like I used to like listen to a lot of like Pac and Big because of my older brother. And then it like, like you start off a little bit, you do like a little Kez on Dawn type thing. And then it's very simple flows. And then you look back at the music that you used to listen to, and then you're like, okay, how can I try to put a little Big Papa into this? Or like, how can I try to like, like switch up the flows? It's not really about like I guess the content. It's more about like how I'm like, incorporating the content or just
Mhm.
applying that. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So
You know,
I know
you
you. Yeah, go ahead, Ria.
yeah. You mentioned Pop and and
Biggie.
BIG and all
Yeah.
that. Um, are they some of the influences to your music? Like who would you say are the biggest influences to your music?
That's a hard question. That is a really tough question. They're just people that were there in a certain point in my life. If
Hmm.
you ask me to like go through like all the Tupac songs, I really can't tell you like a lot. Like I know like the basics, like Hail Mary, like Hit 'em Up, like very simple like songs that like, but like I think it's a multitude of different things that have like shaped like my music taste or like my understanding of music. I don't think I can actually like say like one like thing. Sorry if that's labo.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, JC, you were asking something earlier.
Yeah, you have a beat right that you want to play for us. Why don't you give us a little bit of a little sample of your talent, young Coco?
Right now, okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
This music bed up here.
I bet. Okay. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm gonna keep it 100. I can't freestyle, so I guess I have I have a diary entry series that I have on IG, and I wrote something that never really made it on IG. So I guess I can spit that
Ooh,
if you guys are
okay,
cool with it.
let's do
Go
it.
ahead, man, do it.
All right. Yeah, check. Look, look. Shoot me up, shoot me down, shoot me up like wet on. You peoples is funny, pockets fat like you let on. You be acting funny, think you slick, stick, Teflon, slick Rick ruler, one eye with a jeweler. No pride, no patriots, only I'm rooted. High ties like we booted. Never understanding dollar might done polluted. Recognize that we brown skin to skin. Had enough of that white like we Indian. Only peril. Philippines jokes call it feral. Will I sin? Will I rinse? Will I see another dumb story about a kid again? Shot up in a barangay. Oh, how time flies. Drink a liquor on the daily just to see how time flies. Yeah. Check. Check. Yeah. Drinking liquor on the daily just to see how time flies. Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's a
Right, I
little
like
something, something.
that.
It's pretty short.
Drinking
Pretty
liquor on
short.
the
Sorry, sorry.
daily. It's now time fly, dude. That's like my dream life right now, man.
Preach, preach,
My
preach.
dream life, man.
Preach,
I love
preach, preach.
your flow, dude. I love your
Thank you,
flow.
thank you.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That
So
was a really short freestyle.
It's okay. Good, it's
Freestyle.
good. Well done, man. So before
Preach,
we
preach.
play your song Manila, I'm sure a lot of our monsters are already curious. Man, I like the way this guy flows. I like his beats. Of course, we got to ask you what's in the future for Young Coco. New music upcoming? You posting anything new? Are you working on an album, an EP? What's good
Mhm.
with Young Coco in the foreseeable future?
Well, in the near future, I definitely can't say that I'm releasing anything, at least for 2020, because like the year's almost over. I guess just look out, 2021. I'm thinking about posting an EP. We'll see.
Yeah.
Uh, that's in the works, maybe. I don't know. But I guess just follow my socials like at Elion Barrera on Instagram. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, keep
And you
posting.
know the year is almost done. Christmas is
Hmm.
coming. Do you have anything you want to share with your friends, your family who are listening? Of course, you want to shout them out. I like your aura. I like your aura about you. So
Preach, preach.
I'm sure you have a lot to say about the Christmas season.
I guess I could just shout out like my fan bams because I know they're very excited about this. Yeah, mom, dad, Bill, Pat, Kaloy, love you guys. Cornell, love you. Everybody else watching, I guess I love you too. Oh, if I could say something, you guys can register to vote online. Be responsible voters, please. Take care of the environment. Follow Kids for Kids. And since I'm on here, might as well shout out some other artists. There's a lot of OPM out there. There's a lot of good rap out there. Shout out Trizzy, shout out Slow-Mo, shout out Young Lobo, shout out Jet Li, Molly, just everyone. Joseph Gregory, my guy, dude. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of OPM to listen to. I'm not the only one who's up and coming. A lot more people will come after me, the same time as me. So keep posted, not just me.
Thank you so much, Young Coco, Young Coco, for joining us this evening with
Appreciate
your song Manila right now. You can always catch it here on our Indieground playlist on the Monster. You can also request it as well. With that being said, have a great rest of your night and advance Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, Young Coco. And we look forward
Merry
to
Christmas
on the show again, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was a great honor.
Sure thing. So without further ado, Monsters, here's Young Coco off of our Indieground playlist. This track called Manila right here on the Monster.
Indieground.
Fresh Filipino discovery exclusively heard on Monster RX93.1.